Brian De Palma regrets making the hilarious 1986 comedy, Wise Guys, despite the film's many redeeming qualities. The movie, which stars Danny DeVito and Joe Piscopo, follows Harry and Joe, two small-time mobsters who get in trouble with their boss after losing $250,000. The dark comedy, which was directed by the legendary Brian De Palma, played a huge role in why he decided to stop creating comedies because of its financial failure and negative reception. De Palma, alongside Francis Coppola, Steven Spielberg, and Martin Scorsese, belonged to a group of directors from the 70s known as the movie brats. The legendary director earned his reputation as a master of thrillers and suspense with movies such as Carrie, Scarface, and the cult horror musical Phantom of the Paradise. Throughout his career, De Palma has worked on dozens of movies, some more beloved than others. Wise Guys is one of the few times the director forayed into a different genre, and it unfortunately turned into a flop. Why Brian De Palma regrets making Wise Guys. The studio did not want to make the movie. According to an interview De Palma conducted with Business Insider, the filmmaker regrets making Wise Guys. While promoting the documentary De Palma, the director was asked if he regretted turning down Fatal Attraction, Flashdance, and Taxi Driver. Although the movies became huge successes, De Palma was not sure if he regretted turning down those projects. He did, however, regret going through with Wise Guys. In the interview, De Palma explained that the studio, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, changed their minds and did not want to make Wise Guys. De Palma stated, "The filmmaker did not reveal why the studio had changed their mind despite initially agreeing to make it. The director regretted not walking away from the project and instead had to deal with a studio that was not interested in making the comedy. Wise Guys really isn't as bad as its reputation suggests." Wise Guys reviews were divisive. Wise Guys looking surprised. De Palma took a huge risk when creating a comedy, particularly since his strengths lay in thrillers and horrors. So it is not surprising that Wise Guys earned the reputation of being one of De Palma's worst movies. Despite the comedy being critically panned, audiences seem to have enjoyed the movie's wacky humor. The movie holds a middling 42% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, not indicative of a total flop. Despite the audience's lukewarm response, critics seem to dislike Wise Guys because of script issues and the fact that it relied on over-the-top performances from the cast to make it entertaining. However, the movie isn't as bad as its reputation suggests. There are several great things about Wise Guys. The chemistry between Joe and Harry adds to the humor of the gangster parody. The lightweight comedy and performances by the supporting cast make the movie a joy to watch. Although Wise Guys is considered one of De Palma's worst movies, the filmmaker's signature editing style works well in the comedy. Wise Guys could have become a cult classic with the right backing. Wise Guys was distributed by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Danny DeVito and Joe Piscopo in Wise Guys. Wise Guys featured elements that would have made it a cult classic. The movie was panned by critics but had a small, loyal fanbase, boasting iconic characters and memorable quotes. Despite all these elements, Wise Guys did not become a cult classic. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, the studio that distributed Wise Guys, was not invested in the movie's success, which affected how it was marketed. This meant that audiences were not aware of the film. Further, the movie was created by De Palma, a director who is mostly known for his work in thrillers, and not comedies. It is understandable why Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer was not keen to produce the movie, especially because De Palma's previous comedies, Hi, Mom, and Get to Know Your Rabbit, had mixed reviews. Perhaps Wise Guys could have become a cult classic if it was backed by a studio that believed in De Palma's vision. It is also possible that Wise Guys could have become a cult classic if a different director who was well versed in the comedy genre was at the helm of the movie instead of De Palma.